All right. So I guess it's finally time to go ahead and put my thoughts out there for Final Fantasy VII Remake. It's long overdue, but hey, later is better than never. So here's the review. Final Fantasy VII Remake is probably, well, first and foremost, it's going to be a Game of the Year contender. That's not even up for discussion. If you don't think this game is not going to be a Game of the Year, then you're tripping. You're honestly tripping. You're honestly tripping. Because you can tell since the very first tech demo that we got for this game that this game has been in the making for a very long time, and the development team make sure to take their time to deliver not just a game but overall product for the fans who've been waiting for this game to come out for years. Things that are gonna be covered in this review: gameplay, presentation, soundtrack, and overall story. Those are probably gonna be the four key components that we're gonna be talking about. So let's start with the obvious. The presentation of this game is absolutely phenomenal. This game is gonna go down as one of the most gorgeous games you're ever gonna see. Like, not just for this current generation, but maybe even for the next generation. I think this game it takes the consoles people for like it puts the consoles top performance at its peak, bro. Meaning that just like when Grand Theft Auto came out, when Grand Theft Auto 5 came out for PlayStation 3, you can tell that was a peak for performance for that game. And it's feel like it's the same way now with Final Fantasy. Now, just because I say the presentation phenomenal does not mean the game doesn't have its flaws with some of the textures. And one of the and one of the textures, if you played Final Fantasy Remake, you'll definitely know. You definitely know, especially when you play in the slums. You play in the slums, you'll notice that a lot of the junk you can tell like they took the liberty saying, okay, we're going we're gonna you can just tell like, okay, look, this is not gonna be the most gorgeous part of the game, but hey, it's not gonna stop you from playing the experience, like enjoying the experience. You'll notice it, but it's not gonna stop you from enjoying the experience. But if you played it, you'll know what I'm talking about in the slums. But Midgar itself is beautiful, bro. Especially when you get to the Shimmer headquarters. I think they took a lot of time in Shimmer headquarters, bro. You look how it plays. Look how if you look at it, it's like, yeah, man. It was if what they need to make sure that they did in the Shimmer building, if they took less time focus on the slums and put into the Shimmer building, then I can take that. I can take that. I can take that. I can take that. I'll take that. But it's just something that you'll catch if you're playing game. Every time you go through the slums, it's like, oh man, that could have looked. Yeah, it's like that could have looked better. This could look better. That could look better. If you can nitpick all day. But overall, the slums, it looks good, bro. It looks good. It looks good. Um, even going to the sewers, like how characters look good. I wonder if it's the. I'll probably say the lip syncing for some of the characters, even the characters themselves, look off at some moments. Where like, yo, I know it's especially with Tifa, like she'll be talking and like the vocals don't match they don't match as well. They don't match up with the lips on the character model sometimes. But that's a small nitpick, and it gets better later in the game. You'll notice as much because as you're playing the game naturally, you just play. Oh, yeah, you don't pay no mind. But the presentation of the game, graphics is absolutely gorgeous, bro. Like you will fall in love with this world the moment you look at it, bro. The moment you get up the train with Cloud, it only becomes more evident. Like as you're roaming through the different sectors, as you're going to the Shimmer Building, as you're going in the sewers, as you're going to Don Canero's mansion, like it's like this game is gorgeous. You can really honestly tell they took their time with this game, bro. If not the development team, everybody who helped make this game a reality, My hats off to you, man. You did your thing on this. You did your thing. You did your thing. Um, I know at sometimes when I was playing through the game, I can't tell if it was me or not, but nighttime looks looks so much better than the daytime. I don't know if it was me. I can't tell you if it was me or not, but it felt like sometimes like if you're doing a mission or whatnot, and it takes place in daytime, the characters look kind of blurry. I don't know if it was just me or not. If my eyesight's getting bad, like I don't have. It just I just couldn't tell it. And I was like, yo, am I tripping or does it feel like sometimes the characters like feel blurry? You don't. It's not at nighttime. It's only during like daytime, the daytime sequence of the game, where you notice like the characters might be a little bit blurry. Yeah, and especially noticed it with Cloud. I once again, it could just be me, or I don't know. That was the game itself, but that was something else. I know it's like nighttime it looks beautiful, but don't. But once you get to the daytime, it's like you might question your own eyesight. Like, damn, man, do I got? I know I got like 20/20 vision, my nigga. Like, bro, now I might need glasses, but then, like, am I tripping right now? Like, or this is like really, yeah, but like, it's just like it again look really kind of blurry. Yeah, this shit, some of my fucking. But yeah, man. I'm trying to think of anything else because this is going on top of my head, bro. I put in by like 50, close to maybe like 40, no, like, I'll say probably 40 hours of the game. That's including doing majority of the side missions. I think I did every side mission of the main story except for one. That was at the very beginning because I was slipping. Um, I did the tournament. I went down. I did it. I went did the underground. I did all of the missions in the underground, and the underground fighting. I didn't do the arena in the Shimmer building because I was like, at the point in the game I was like, damn, I could do this, but this shit like might take me a little bit longer. And I was like, nah, I'll do on the next playthrough. Um, that's what I'm thinking. I was like, that's why I can tell. I was like, I got like 40, just about a good 40 hours, and that's just me straight playing it, bro. I know sometimes you might pick up hours just from like just not playing the game at all. But the game has a cool function where if the game if the PlayStation feels like about to go to standby and you're not playing and the lights start to dim, like the game stops the gameplay for you. And I like that function. It stops it and it'll start the timer again once you actually start playing it. So that's a good way of keeping up with how much gameplay do you actually have. Are you actually playing the game and not just like have the game on and not doing anything? That's a small cool feature. But let me get back to the presentation. Yeah, graphics are awesome. Like the settings is awesome. Besides a couple of things here and there, it's not gonna make you feel like yo, this game looks bad. Like you gonna feel like yo, this game is gorgeous, bro. Like this game is gorgeous. The world that they decided, the world that they built to reimagine Midgar, it's amazing. It's only gonna make you think, yo, what is the next? Like, what is part two, episode two, part two? What is it gonna look like when they're actually outside of Midgar and we actually get to explore more of the world map? It just makes you like more feel like, dang man, I can't wait to see the rest of like what they decided to do. So let's see. So we got a game presentation out the way. Um, I guess let's get into combat in the ATB system. I think the ATB system in Final Fantasy VII Remake is probably the best ATB system in most recent Final Fantasy games, especially since it's going more towards an action RPG. I think it's pretty it's pretty dope. It's like when you first play the game, like it's going to take you a while to get used to it. Yeah, it might like I think by the time you get through the first the first and second chapter, especially if you play the demo before the game came out, you play the demo, you got a chance to master the ATB system, the combat system. Like then you'll realize like okay, like you'll know like. But if you just play demo one time, wait until the game came out again and then try to do it. It might take you maybe like by chapter one and chapter two to master the ATB system. But the ATB system, excuse me, the ATB system is it's interesting. It is interesting because depending on how you play the game, you can either use the ATB system how the developers want you to play it, or there's maybe a chance that you can actually, I don't want to say abuse it, but you can finesse the system. You can finesse the system. It feels fun. Yeah, the combat is fun. Like you, of course, every game has those moments where like it gets a little bit repetitive, but it doesn't bother. It didn't bother me as much as other games did because the fact that they give you the option to switch between the characters, and that's gonna be the thing that I think this is what they wanted to do with Final Fantasy 15's combat system, because I think in Final Fantasy 15, I think the one issue they have the combat. Well, there's a lot of issues in that game, but one issue is that they didn't give you the option to play with the other characters, bro. Like the fact that I wanted to play with Gladio, or I wanted to play with, is it Ignis? I think might play. Nah, Ignis might be a character, but yeah, you wanted to. It might be Ignis. You wanted to play with the other characters, but they only let you play the other characters when you was doing a combo and you didn't have control of them. In Final Fantasy VII Remake, they give you the ability to play with the other characters, and it's really so much fun because each character offers something different to the combat. So you playing with Cloud. Cloud's the most he's the most balanced character. So you can decide to play with him up close and personal, or you want to use magic, you can get people from distance. And that's gonna be another thing when I bring up a little bit later with the magic and using the skills. But like playing with Cloud, you know that okay, you can either get up close and personal, or you can play back. Tifa, she's more geared towards like be up close personal. You get to play with her, you get to use her skills, and that's so much fun. I think I had the most fun playing with Tifa. I had most fun playing with Cloud and Tifa. Then you have Barrett. Barrett, he's the long distance. Like you have to figure out how to use the system. Once you figure out how to use the system, it becomes more fun. Like you have to figure out, okay, which character, which character, okay, what is this character's strength? And once you figure out their strengths, that's how it becomes like you can overcome enemies like nothing, or you can have OD fun. But at the same time, once you get later into the chapters, fighting doesn't become as easy. Like you kind of have to actually strategize. And I realize it's later in the game where a Pacific mission. So yeah, you have Barrett. He's the long distance because he has the Gatling guns. But later in the game, like you get weapons, you can buy weapons or pick up weapons that make him a close range fighter. But I kept him at a long range because with Barrett, I think Barrett's strength, besides him have asking him at the long range, if you really quit the ATB system, you have to build up the bars if you want to be able to use the skills or use the magic or you want to use items. So I think it maxes out the three bars. If you want to, in order to build up the bars, you have to attack, or you can wait. If you wait, it's going to take much longer than if you were attacking. That's a good way to balance it. Because if that was the case, yeah, I think that's how they found a way to balance the ATB system. Just having people just waiting the whole time and wait for it to build up. It's like, nah, you can wait, but it's going to build up. I mean, you can wait, but it's going to take a very long time for it to build up. Rather than if you attack, it builds up much quicker. And with Barrett, since he's a long distance fighter, like you can switch over to him. I think it's like attack, and you can build up his quick. And since the enemies, I don't know. I'm trying to figure if I want to put this in review, but I mean, fuck it, whatever. It is what it is. But the enemies are only going to focus on the character that you're using at the moment. So let's say if you're playing with Cloud, you're controlling Cloud. The enemies are going to focus on you. They'll focus on you mostly, and they might go and attack the other characters, but mostly you're going to take most of the heat, bro. So this is what so if you wanted to, you could, let's say you could switch over to Cloud. You can switch over to Barrett and he's all the way in the back attacking enemy, build up your ATB and do whatever you want to do. And it takes the AI a while to like. And not I don't want to say while. It may take them like a couple seconds to realize that you switched over. Depending on where you're in the game, in the difficulty. I haven't played hard, so hard it might be different. But I know on normal, whenever time I switched over to a different character, it took them like a couple of seconds to come over to me. But by that time, I've already got the ATB. I already got a bar in the ATB system to go ahead and do whatever I need to do. And I noticed this too. It was a dope setup. It's just dope setup. Like you can chain combinations together, bro. And it was so much more. It was fun with doing Tifa. Like I would I would be doing Nomo's attack and do her. It's not ability, but it's like it's part of her. I guess it's her heavy attack. Or yeah, it's her heavy attack. I will go into her heavy attack, and if I had something, if I had a bar to spare, I would transition from her heavy attack into a skill, and the transition is so smooth, bro. Like that's why, like, once you figure out how to use the system is like playing becomes so much more fun. It becomes a little bit more easier, even to the later until later in the game. And even at that point, it's like if you like kind of have your if you kind of like if you have like your character set right, like everything is cool. Like yo, you won't you I ain't gonna say this game easy, but you have less time struggling against the enemies. So yeah, you play with Cloud, Tifa, Barrett, Aerith, the OGs. Of course, you know this. If you're a Final Fantasy fan, you the OGs. You play with them. But I think the game teased you like, yo, the whole time. They tease you thinking that when the group finally comes together, you think you get the chance at if you like you get to switch in between them out. But the game sets it up to where you only like the game sets up to where you only play with with three of them the whole game. The game puts you in position. You don't get an option to yeah, you don't get an option to have the four characters and switch out whoever you want to switch out. Nah, the game sets who you're gonna play, who you will be playing with throughout the whole game. So if you play with, so there might be a situation where Cloud, Tifa, Barrett, and whatever that situation is, that's who you're playing with. Or it switches between them. You might be playing with Cloud and Tifa, or it might just be Cloud and Aerith, or it might just be Tifa and Aerith, or Tifa, Aerith, and Cloud. But you don't get the chance to play with all four of them together. And that was such a tease for me because I was like, damn. When it finally got to a point, I was like, yo, this is it. I was like, yo, this is gonna be the chance. Like, yo, I play with like I get to play with all four of them together and see how like they all how they all play with each other. But you do get that experience anyway throughout the whole game. Like you get a chance to play with all the characters, like with them interchange between the story and whatnot. So you get used to how like what combinations or how you want to strategize with them in the situations. But I feel like it was such a tease. It was such a tease that you don't get a chance to play with all of them, like as a group. And then you do get to see Red 13, but you don't get to play Red 13. I was like, yo, these dudes are really like teasing right now. Like, bro, like you get to play with like Red 13. He fights with you. They even tell you in the game, like, hey, he's gonna join your party, but he's not like he's not playable. And I'm pretty sure anybody who's watching this, you've already played it or you've already known because the Square Enix already came and said, hey, Red 13 is gonna be in the game, but you won't be able to play with him. But how they do it in the actual game, it's crazy to make you like, yo, why y'all doing this to y'all teasing me too much, bro? Bro, y'all teasing me too much. Y'all teasing. But let's see. Let me get back to. I was getting a little bit off topic. Furthermore, with combat, of course, if you know about Final Fantasy VII, you know about materia, and just like in the original Final Fantasy VII, the more you use the materia in battle, the more powerful the spells get. So let's say you have fire, if you have that fire materia, you equip it to the weapon, um, and whenever you use that, whenever you have that material equipped onto the weapon, it's going to get experience, and it goes up to certain levels, and so that's how you get fire gun. I think yeah, I got to the Gus. I got to the Gus. Cause them shits become essential later in the game. No cap. No cap, bro. No cap. There's no, bro. You trying to use level one fire in chapters, in the later chapters, then bro, good luck to you. Good luck to you. But that's another thing, because even the level one spells, I think the level one spells, they level up with you. Like the spells level up with you as you progress in the game, or as you progress too. Cause I even noticed, like, yo, using fire and fire up, of course, fire didn't do as much damage as fire, but it still did like a significant amount of damage to where I was like, oh shit. I was like, yo, I can, instead of using this amount of MP, I can just use this I can use, yeah, this spell and use less MP, like it saves some MP for something later that comes up. So that was dope. Yeah, I like that. I was like, I thought that was pretty dope. Um, let's see. I'm trying to think anything more combat, but it's pretty much a lot to go through. The upgrading system. The upgrading system. Let me see. I'm trying to find. I want to see if I can find a comparison. The upgrading system, because the upgrading system in here is pretty much you upgrade through the weapons, and I love the fact they did this. I really do love the fact that they did this. So let's see, let me think. Because it's very interesting right now that I'm thinking about this, because I'm playing Final Fantasy X2 X part Final Fantasy 10 Part 2. And I noticed when you're using, like, with the dress spears, the character has to be using that dress spear in order in order to level up. So that means while you're using this one dress spear, and the other end, there's other dress spears. Those dress spears aren't leveling up. They don't level up unless you use them. I do this to draw comparison, because how they do it in Final Fantasy VII Remake, you upgrade your weapons, because you upgrade weapons upgrades you. So that means whatever, like, each different weapon you get in the game, it has its own skill tree. And however, you can upgrade so many things, like from your attack, special attack, defense, um MP, limit your limit break, and like other things on the skill tree. I just can't think of at the top of my head right now. But what makes it dope is, even though you're not using one weapon, you're still like you still get skill points that you can, like. I'm trying to find this one. Like, the skill points that you get throughout leveling up, it applies to, like, it applies to all the weapons. Yeah. So let's say that you're currently using, like, the Buster Sword, and you got another weapon like the nail bat. Even though you're not using the nail bat, you still get skill points to use for the nail bat in full, in full, in full. And I was like, yo, that is so dope, because they don't put you in a position where they force you to go through and use every weapon. It's like, nah. As you level up, the skill points that you get, they add up too, even to the weapons that you're not using. So that means you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about having to be forced to use the different weapons. I was like, damn. I was like, yo, it's like, damn, I forgot I should be switching between weapons because I want to be able to level up other weapons and I want to be able to fill out their skill trees too. But you don't have to worry about that. The game does it for you. I think I enjoyed that. And some people might say, dang, that kind of knocks away from the grind. But I was like, nah. Because if you know what you have to go through in the games, like, bro, yeah, there's a lot of good, nah. It's like, nah, I appreciate what they did with that. And every character has their own skill tree with their weapons. Like, every character gets multiple weapons and they have their own skill tree. I'm telling you, bro. I was like, and I felt like I really felt like, yo, Tifa was my Tifa and Cloud were my. Nah, let me think about this. All the characters I find, my least favorite to use was Aerith, bro. I don't keep it a being with you. Aerith was my least favorite character to use in the game. I want to say, but I started using Bear a little bit more because I knew I could use Bear to kind of finesse the ATB system. Because whenever times got hard, I was like, damn, let me go switch over to Bear because I can get niggas off from a distance. Yeah, I can get people off from a distance. And I can build up my ATB. So let's say if Cloud gets down, let me switch over to Barret. Barret can like use his weapons to I can use Barret to build up, heal Cloud, get him back up, and so I was like, boom, like it's that same thing. I was like, you just gotta know how to use the system. But the system was fun to use though. The system is fun. It's legit fun to have, bro. It's legit fun. It's legit. It's OD fun, bro. You're gonna have. You're gonna. If you never play a Final Fantasy game, I feel like this might be a good introduction for it. Cause for one, you're gonna be playing one of the most critically acclaimed, most well beloved games from the series, and like, yeah, you're gonna be playing like one of the most fan favorited, like one of the most favorited games from the series, and like you're gonna enjoy the work that you get put in, and so that's why I think before I before I go into the next time I want to explain combat a little more. Okay, this is a good point. I thought about this while playing the game too. The AIs for the party are, and once again, I'm telling you, I play this on normal. I'm not gonna say they're not as intelligent, but I definitely notice like, yo, when I'm not playing with one of the characters, for one, the enemies don't appear to pay them too much focus, which makes sense because you're the main character and like, yo, you're the one who's using the character. Of course, they're supposed to get at you. At the same time, it's like the AI of the parties, like they're not as like they don't do as much. Like they don't do as much as you would want to like you would think they would do. Like you can be playing with Cloud and you're taking most of the damage, bro. If especially if it's like you're going one on one, if it's just like one enemy, that one enemy is gonna be pretty much might just focus straight on you. If it's multiple enemies, then they might spread it out and go get the other characters. But I noticed that I took like I got most of the focus of the enemies. And since you would think that okay, since you got most of the focus on the enemies, that your party, the AI would do things. Not to say they do attack, but they don't really do as much. Like I know for that they won't use any skills. They'll build up the ATB, but they won't use any of the skills. They won't use any items. They won't use any magic. None. They'll just attack. They'll just attack. They'll just use the regular attack, and I don't think they'll even do a heavy. I think they might do a heavy attack, but I know for sure they won't do like any of the skills or the magic. I know it's that. I was like, damn, yo, how come these dudes don't do as much as me? I'm like, I feel like I'm putting work, and these guys kind of like slack on the day job. I'm like, yo, like, I know, I know, like, yo, y'all guys are just like the AI. I'm like, yo, fam, like. But they like this is a job. I kind of like have to put y'all on notes like, hey, bro, like yo, y'all see I'm doing all the work, my nigga. We need to split this like in three ways, my nigga. I need to come catch some of this heat too, like for real though, for real though, for real, for real, for real. So I know it's that much. Yeah, the AI like the AI in the party can sometimes be kind of iffy. Yeah, it can be sometimes it can be some iffy sometimes, bro. It's like yo, what you doing, bro? Like my nigga, do something. Like yo, like wow. I'm about to say y'all are doing something, but it's like bro, y'all could be doing much more. Yo, that was one thing I was like, damn. Let's see what else I can think of before I get to the other subjects. Oh, so many, so many. Okay, summoning the summoning material. I do because this come from because I guess this might be because I started the Final Fantasy series on Final Fantasy X and I fell in love with the summons. Like, but I fell in love with the summons and I feel like yo the summons were helping me get me through the game like so much, especially through the bosses. But with Final Fantasy VII Remake, the summons are situational, and that's the best way, and that's exactly the best way to put it. So you just can't summon, you can't just use summoning materials whenever. There has to be a certain situation. Yeah, you have to be in a certain in a certain fight to where they'll come up. So like for example, if you're just fighting like regular fiends and while going through the slums or in the Shimmer building, you're not gonna be able you're not gonna be able to use the summons like because you don't have the option. You don't have the option to use the summons. The summons they'll come up when the situation calls for them pretty much. And I think that was a way for them to to balance it out. Because I remember in Final Fantasy X, if you can summon you can as long as they had the HP up, you can summon the Aeons whenever, right? Whenever you want. It doesn't matter what kind of fight it is. It can be boss fight, regular fight. You can be the Coliseum. I think you can summon Aeon whenever. But in Final Fantasy VII Remake, I think they did to balance out the game. And I understand why they did it. I still feel like it wasn't good enough because in the original Final Fantasy VII Remake, you can use summon material pretty much whenever you want it. Yeah, like I think you can use the summon material whenever you want it. Instead of this one, damn, you don't have the option. You have to be in a boss fight or like a tough fight in order to use them. And it's like, damn, bro, it kind of like devalue. I don't want to say deep, not. It's like it higher the value. I think it's meant to higher value the summons, but at the same time, because you don't use them as much, I got to a point in the game where just because the summons I couldn't use the summons whenever I wanted, whenever the situation popped up, I didn't really use them. And I don't know because that's the way the combat was. Because I felt comfortable enough. I'm like, okay, bro, I don't have to use some, or just because I felt like, yeah, like, or I just felt like I just didn't want to use them, bro. I was like, I didn't really didn't. Yeah, like sometimes I didn't really feel like using them, but I guess it kind of feels like Final Fantasy 15, but Final Fantasy 15 summons were I don't know what they was thinking with that one, cause the Final Fantasy 15 summons were just random, like to where I only got to summon, I only got to use something like 3 times. I don't even know the criteria how I did it, but with these, you know how to use, yeah, you know how to use the summons. The summons come up in order to use the summoning material. The situation has to be right, and then in order to use the the summons attacks, it's pretty much part of the ATB system. So let's say one attack uses 1 bar, another attack uses 2 bars. Yeah, so in order you want to use attack, but the summons itself, it'll attack enemies by themselves. Like, and that was another thing. The Aeons are like pretty much solo dolo, bro. They pretty much do their own thing. They'll attack enemies on their own accord. Yeah, they'll attack enemies on their own accord. Um, but if you want to use one of their special attacks, then you have to be able you have to have, of course, the bar. So even like I said before, like 1 bar you use you can use this attack. You have 2 bars, then you can use this attack. And then right before, and I don't know, bro. I don't know why, yo. This was weird. And you have a certain time limit. Yeah, the summons don't last forever, bro. They have a certain time limit. They have a certain time limit, and once the time limit goes runs out, they use like their final attack. They'll use their final attack when the time runs out, or if the character who summoned that creature dies, they'll use that attack. I thought before when I was playing the game, I had that happen when I was weird, but it was weird to me because I remember at one part of the game I had used to summon, and the character who summoned the creature, they had died. But the summon didn't use that special attack. It wasn't until I got to like in the second half of the game where once that character had died, who had summoned the creature, that's when like they did the final attack. And it threw me off. I was like, oh, they didn't do it this time, and I was doing it this time. It did for the rest of the game. So I don't know if if I was tripping or not, or if I was just with the game. But I'm pretty much I'm gonna assume that I was tripping. I was tripping. I don't have the best memory, but I'm gonna say I was tripping. Um, yeah, you got the Aeons. You can in order to get the Aeons, we have to do some side missions. I ain't gonna tell you how to do that. That's something that you got to play the game to figure out. Let's see. I'm really trying to think. I don't got no script, bro. I told myself I was gonna do a review for this game. Not told myself I was like, yeah, probably yeah. Now it's better than ever. Let's see. I'm trying to think anything else with combat. Um, you, I would say, Lance. I'm trying to think because it's like there's a lot of things I might forget later down the road, but if I do, I'll pretty much say it. So let's get to the soundtrack. The soundtrack to this game, and it does belong in the presentation part, but the soundtrack to this game is absolutely phenomenal. I'm gonna look straight into the camera and say, Final Fantasy VII soundtrack is phenomenal. It's one of the best soundtracks I've heard in a game, not just in a long time, but period. Period, bro. Like the the symphonies that like each song that coordinates with each setting of the game, it fits so perfectly. It never like from the battles to not even being a battle, just be walking around in the different areas, like every track matched, and like you don't ever get the feeling like yo, this song does not belong here, bro. Like you really feel like yo, this song does not belong here. It does not like every. It's a perfect it's a perfect. This is a remake. Pretty much everything is like it's sticking to the source material. Nah, let me take that back. Let me take that back. This is a remake. They really try to tell you that hey, we are remaking this game, not just from a story from the story from a from a standpoint up to a certain point. From like the combat feels familiar. Like the characters feel familiar, but it feels refreshed. Like it feels refreshing. Like everything that's happening in this game. Like the thing with this game is refreshing. That's the best way to. You feel refreshed playing this game, and now you're playing a game that you don't like. You've already played before, but they like found a way to refresh it. So it goes from the story. That goes from like the combat. And that especially goes for the orchestra, bro, and how the game looks. Like it's. Son, I told myself I was like, yo, by the time I was finished playing the game, I ended up finding myself going googling like the Final Fantasy VII soundtrack. Cause I was like, bro, I absolutely need this soundtrack in my life. Like yo, no cap, bro. I found myself trying to find this soundtrack, and I think the soundtrack I think it's coming out next month. It's like $80. And I'm really contemplating on copying that shit, bro. Cause the soundtrack. From the opening mission of the game to like throughout to the end, it's just like yo, the orchestra, like the symphonies, the notes, like every instrument, like every chorus. It's just like, yo, everything fit, bro. Everything fit, bro. It just fit. Like, I have nothing negative to say about the soundtrack. I have nothing but praise for it. I have nothing but praise for the soundtrack. Like, bro, when I tell you, like, yo, from every fight, from every sector to sector, from every place you go through, you don't ever get this feeling like, yo, this song does not belong in here. Like, yo, this feels out of place. You feel like, yo, this is, yo, yes, just yes, bro, yes. I want more. I'm like, yo, whatever y'all did, like whatever orchestra y'all worked with for this game, bring them back for episode 2, and that's straight up. Bring them back for episode 2. Pay them what you gotta pay them because you need these people, bro. They did an excellent job, bro. Yeah, bro. The composer, the orchestra, everybody, I need to bring them back. The mixing and master of this shit, bro, phenomenal. Good job. thumbs up for that one. I have nothing bad to say about the soundtrack. Nothing, bro. And like, yo, a lot of times, like, soundtracks get overlooked, but sometimes you just gotta give props to the soundtrack of the game when you can, bro. Like, phenomenal, bro. And I'll tell you, the last time I felt like I wanted the Copper Final Fantasy soundtrack, this was probably 10, bro. Final Fantasy 10. 10 has legend. It's a legend. Final Fantasy 10's soundtrack is legendary. I have it on my phone, bro. Every disc on there. It doesn't leave, bro. It stays on there. Cause whenever I feel like, yo, I'm going through some shit, or I feel just for chilling, relaxing, whatever situation is, there's a song on that soundtrack, and I feel the same way about this one, bro. On the Final Fantasy VII Remake, I feel that same way for the soundtrack. Okay. Let's see. If I can go back a little bit, I want to kind of dive a little bit. I want to talk about more about the bosses, or not just bosses in general, but the enemies. The enemies. The game does a great job of keeping you on, like, to keep you on par, like to keep you at the right level, to where I never felt under leveled in the whole game, and I don't know if that's because if that's how they set it up to where, or it's just like, yo, I made sure I fought every enemy, bro. I never ran. I ran once. Yeah, I ran once, and that's just because I just didn't want to fight nobody. But I fought every enemy. I was like, yo, this is weird. Because sometimes in the Final Fantasy, like, yo, you don't want to deal with the enemy. But for me, it just feel like, because the way the game is set up, it's just like, yo, you just want to feel like you had no problem fighting people. You don't even want to feel like fighting. Like, yo, you get into the fight, and and you're like, it's like, yo, hold on, let me get at these dudes real quick. Do your thing. It's like that. I was about to say, I ran like once or, and it was like, yo, I didn't even know how to flee. I was like, bro, I didn't even know how to flee, bro. I didn't even know how to flee. I was like, bro, all of a sudden, I'm like running away from the enemy because I was like, my HP was low. And I was trying to get away from them so I can heal up. And all of a sudden, like, yo, you see, like, there's something that indicates that you're fleeing. I was like, oh shit, like, I'm fleeing. Okay. I was like, okay, shit, fuck it. I'm all right. Yeah, but like, enemies, not just like, yo, like, especially later in the game, you will, like, it ain't gonna be no cakewalk, but you won't have a difficult time. Once again, this is all normal. I don't know how hard it is. Hard might be a whole different story, but as far as normal, you never get the sense of being under levels. Like, you feel like you're always ready for whatever situation is. And sometimes if you die at whatever part you're at, it could be either user error, or you might just have to, like, go back and level up. And they do give you the option. This is crazy. They give you different options when you die. On like, yeah, like, on where you want to come back from. Like, you can either come back from, let's see, if it's like a series of fights, they say they even let you, hey, you can come back at this part where, like, at the fight you just lost at, or you can go back to the very beginning of the series of the fight, or you can overdo it to the last checkpoint. And so I was like, damn, they actually get their options. I was like, yo, that's kind of that's interesting. Guess like that's interesting. I think Final Fantasy Seven like introduces new mechanics in games where I think a lot of games can like take into the future. Like they could be like, yo, you can incorporate that. I was like, it's a small thing, and some people might not like it. Some people may like it. It was like it's just no, it just don't have that option. Um, yeah, enemies are fair. Like they're fair. Like yo, I was like yo, like you might get murdered. Like you going like, for me. I know I died a couple times. I don't keep it a buck with you. I died a couple times, but I didn't die too much. I feel like I didn't, bro. I died the most at the near at close to the end of the game. Yeah, close to the end of the game. And it was under like certain. It was under a certain situation. But if I got a full squad, I'm not losing with a full squad. Yeah, you got the full squad. It's like you have too many options available to you to actually get killed, bro. Unless it's like use your arrow, you're just not paying attention to it, bro. Cause you may get lost sometimes just hacking and slashing. You might get lost in hacking and slashing, bro. But yeah, enemies, the AIs and enemies, like they're fair. They're not OD hard or no one. Like they get a little bit they get harder the more you go through the game. But once again, like because you feel like you're never under level, you feel like yo the difficulty is not it's not it's not as bad. Yeah, it's not as bad as it could be. The enemies are not as bad as it could be since you feel like you're always on the right level of where you're at. Oh, and you can also stagger enemies. Yeah, I almost forgot about that. You can stagger enemies. You hit enemies enough, and like you break their armor, and then that's when you can actually do more damage to them. Especially for the other enemies who have like strong armor and they have a lot of HP. If you stagger them, that multiplies the damage that you give to them. I just so I almost forgot about that. I thought I was talking about the enemies. I thought about that. I know there's a lot of other things missing, bro. But it's like the more I talk about it, like the more I might just spoil it. I won't be able to tell a spoiler, dude. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm gonna spoil a couple other things, but it's like I ain't trying to go too deep. That's why I'm gonna say this. All right. I guess we're at that point now, bro. I guess we're at that point now. Story. This game is a remake of the original, but this time it pretty much it is it is a remake of the original from like from it is like a remake of the original Final Fantasy VII, but they add new things. They add things here and there. Once again, to make the story feel refresh, as in refresh, remake, and this is not just like yo a paint job, yeah, a paint job. It's like nah, they add they added some things in the story, and as a person who only beat Final Fantasy VII once, and that was adjusted like a couple months ago, and I can't remember everything that happened. I had to actually go through look at other people's interviews. I mean, not interviews, but reviews, and see what they felt was different. And I was like, yo, okay, yeah, they did change that. They did change this. They did change this. But overall, I was okay with it until the ending. And in the ending, it kind of like yo, certain things like threw me off. But like getting close, especially when you get excuse me, especially when you get close to the end of the game, that's when you'll start noticing, okay, they might be going a different direction with this game. And by the time you get to the end of the game, you're like, yo, what the fuck is going on here? Yeah, you're like, yo, what the fuck? Like, yo, am I on shrooms? I'm like, bro, this did not happen. Yeah, I was like, yo, this does not happen. I was like, yo, this is different. Yeah, this is like you when you say this is different. Sometimes you might be nonchalant like, oh yeah, this is different. But nah, bro, this was different. This was different. It's different. Like they they definitely changed it up, and I'll leave it to people who pretty much they already done videos on to explain the ending if you haven't played it yet already, or if you already played it and you want a better explanation of it. Because if I try to explain it, it's not gonna make any sense. But besides that, the story, I absolutely loved it. I feel like if you love the original Final Fantasy VII, then you should love Final Fantasy VII Remake. Not because of the end, or because of a couple changes here and there, but because of the exposition that they give you throughout the game. Like, dude, you get more world building from this game. Like, especially from the characters, bro. If you feel for the characters in the original Final Fantasy VII, you definitely gonna feel for the characters in this game because you get a chance to bond with them more. You build more relationship, bro. And that's the thing, like, cause I'm a story type of person. Yeah, I'm a story person. I'm like, yo, I like when games or books, they give me exposition. They give me a reason why to care about these characters if I didn't care about them enough already. And the perfect example is with the trio, with Jesse, Wedge, and Briggs. Bro, I love these guys, dog. Yo, these trios, bro. This trio, these guys are goofballs. But yo, I love these guys so much, bro. I felt for these characters more than I did for them in the original game. Cause you get a chance to like, you get to do side quests and missions like with them, and you kind of like build this bond with. You build a bond with them, cause what you go through, in the missions, it's like, yo, I feel fire. I actually enjoy these characters more now, and that applies not just to them, but other characters. That includes with Barrett, Tifa, Cloud, and Aerith. Like, yo, you feel for these characters more because you get the chance to you hang out with them, bro. Like there's a mission. There's a mission where there's a mission where Jesse asks you to help her with something, and you're like, she's like, yo, and the reward for helping her is like a material, but the real reward at the end is like, yo, like you feel like you get like this awesome moment with at the end of the mission where you get the ending with these characters. Like, yo, bro, it's so heavy. The real reward is like the story. Like, it's like the background story with the characters when you help them, and not just the material. And that's what I get. But I don't know. I can't remember the storyboard dude's name. He's the same dude who's working on Kingdom Hearts 3. And I think, and the fact that he's working on this game, it can be a plus or a minus, because I think this guy, he likes to kind of make stories intricate, and sometimes it's like he makes it's to a fault to where like he might be doing too much with the story, where he could have went this route, but sometimes he takes it in another route. He kind of ends up much more confusing or difficult than it should be. You play Kingdom Hearts 3, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You play Kingdom Hearts 3. Like, he could have, like, yeah, but I think they did the right thing with them. As far as, like, with these other, like, forming bonds with these other characters, you actually understand, bro. Like, yeah, like, you like, going through the story, I was like, yo, I almost teared up, like, at part of the game, because I was like, bro, this story is, like, incredible, bro. I was like, bro, this story is incredible. I'm like, yo, I really love this. I'm loving this story, like, where they're going with it. While I was playing it, I was like, bro, I'm really enjoying this game, bro. I was like, bro, I can't stop playing it. Just like everything about this game, I was like, bro, I was having like late night sessions, bro. What I was talking about, bro, when I was saying I was enjoying this game so much, I remember, cause my brother, he works overnight shifts. So I remember I was playing Final Fantasy, and it was like maybe 7 o'clock. My brother left around this time. I was playing, bro. By the time he came back, I texted him. I was like, yeah, bro, I can't stop playing this game. I was like, bro, he said, I'm about to call it a night. He looked at me. He texted me back. He was like, bro, it's 4 in the morning. I was like, yo, what? I was like, yo, what? I was like, bro, I was just so caught up in the story. I was like, bro, I was so caught up in playing this game, having fun, like getting to the story that I just couldn't stop playing it, bro. Like for me, playing from 7 at night to 4 in the morning, I haven't played a game like that in years, bro. It's honestly probably been a minute since I've done something like that, bro. That's how much I was enjoying this game. That's why it's definitely a game of the year. It's a game of the year contender, bro. Now, if it actually becomes game of the year, that's left to be seen because we still got other games coming out, like Ghost of Tsushima or Cyberpunk 2077. And if Nintendo decides to drop something, or if another game pops up, hey. But as far as right now, game of the year is Final Fantasy 7, bro. Uh, I cannot rave enough about this game, bro. This game, I mean, this video might end up turning into a review or start a review, impressions and whatnot, but fuck it, bro. This, the combat, I liked, bro. It's better. I think, I think everything in this game is what they should have done Final Fantasy 15, bro. But for the reason, it just didn't come out there. It just didn't come out that way. I feel like Final Fantasy 15 was a failed experiment that needed to happen in order for Final Fantasy 7 remake to be so good. Give it a buck. Give it a buck. Like, feel me? That's the best way I can put it. But bro, this story, bro, I just love this story, bro. Like, now I understand why. I was like, at first when I was playing this, I was like, bro, I understood why they was going the route they was going. I was like, okay, if you, I'm gonna give you the best analogy for this game. The way the game set up. This game, okay, the original Final Fantasy 7, if you broke up the game, everything that happened, like, was broken up into different, like the way the game was set. It was like it was separated by chapters. The original Final Fantasy 7 remake, the original Final Fantasy 7, the game was broken up into different chapters. Where, for example, you had chapter 1, Midgar, chapter 2, after Midgar, and from there on to the very end, it was each chapter. But with this one, you have just chapters within this game. So instead of just like having like Midgard chapter, it's the Midgard arc. And I think now we're in a I don't say generation, but we're in a time where we want more like backstory for characters in the world. And not to say the original didn't do that, but you get more of it in this game. And I think that's why like they kind of decided to go the route they're going. Like, cause everything, like, you could build, like, you can make a whole, like, you think about it, you could make a whole game just from the Midgard. That's exactly what they did. It's like, okay, yeah, everything is like how big Midgard is, and with the lore behind the story, like, yo, yes, like, bro, why not? It's like, why not, bro? Yes, this is Final Fantasy 7 remake. This is the Midgard art. This is pretty much what it is, the Midgard art. And then the next Final Fantasy 7 is gonna be, I don't know what arc it's gonna be called, but hey, I'm all for it, bro. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. So my analogy for y'all guys, the best way to explain the story is Final Fantasy 7 the original. The game was built of chapters. The whole game was built of chapters. Chapter 1, Midgard. But Final Fantasy remake, we got the Midgard arc, and everything after this is gonna be another arc full of chapters in the game. And I'm for it, bro. I'm for it. I'm for it. I'm here for it. If the next game turns to be anything like this one, I'm here for it, bro. This game is no less than 9 for me, bro. I'm gonna keep the stat. It's no less than a 9 because I had mad fun. I feel like anybody who's not familiar with the Final Fantasy franchise, this might be that game to hop in the franchise, and you can go back and you can see where you decide to go back and revisit the other games, see where it takes you. I just recommend, bro. I recommend everybody get a chance to play this game. I recommend this, bro. I recommend it. This game is no less than 9 out of 10. If anybody feels the way that I was like, damn, hey, that's your opinion, but I just disagree with you on that one. Um, I mean, I guess I'm gonna end it right there, bro. I'm an hour in. Yeah, I just an hour in. I ain't planning to make this an hour video, but I'm going to end it at that, bro. Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 7 remake. Yo, you haven't got a chance to play it, go play it. I recommend it. You will not be disappointed, bro. You will not be disappointed. Like, yo, you'll enjoy it. I enjoyed it. The game is it's a great game. It has its flaws. It has its flaws. Like almost every other game on the planet. Pretty much every game is not flawless. It has its flaws. But I feel like the goods outweigh the bad in this situation. So, yo, go pick it up. Go like enjoy this game. Like if you get enjoy it like I enjoyed it, do your thing. Besides that, shit, I'm out.